Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. It's player ratings time, but I'm doing this broadcast live. I don't often do the player rating show live, but I thought it was a good opportunity to get you guys involved as well. We can share our thoughts, and it's great to fill a bit of time over the festive period. I hope, first and foremost, that every single one of you are having a really lovely Christmas. You're having a great time with your friends and your family. My Christmas was going pretty well until I went to Oxford yesterday to watch the Mighty Saints play. And that brought me right back down to earth. It was a really poor afternoon, poor performance, just all round pretty shit. Don't have to swear on the channel, but it's great to have you here. Hopefully you guys can get involved in the comments box below. If you are tuning in on catch up, please do make sure you get involved and give us all your thoughts to the player ratings as well. We're going to be massively improving this show actually moving forward, and we're going to be doing it live every week, but you guys are going to be able to do your ratings as well. So when the final whistle finishes at a game, I'm going to set up anybody that's interested in getting involved. We're going to have an app, and we will also have a way of sending you a link so you can just go and do your player ratings, and we can get them involved in the show, which I think would be a really, really nice thing to do. We're going to cover everything from the game yesterday, going to give you my thoughts and my opinions on it. And we're going to rate each player one by one this evening, and just have an honest discussion. Let's not try and dress it up and try and make it. Let's just say it how we see it. There's no point. We shouldn't gloss it up any other way and say it was really poor yesterday. Like, I don't want to be disrespectful to Oxford in any way or form. They're relegation fodder, and they're going down. Unfortunately, they will go. I think they will go down. They're not the greatest side that I've seen ever, to be quite honest. And if you want to be a serious playoff contender, you have to go and win those games. And we just can't keep slipping up. That's 3 defeats on the road, on the spin now. So the honeymoon period for Eckert's well and truly gone. I thought the game was way too open in the second half. The game was just way, way, way too open. We should have had a pen early on. I did think that the challenge on Cienza, seeing it back on the TV this morning and watching the club highlights, that for me is a penalty. However, we were still really poor in the game. There was no urgency. There was no pace with the ball. We're not playing like we were playing. We're playing with way too many touches. There's way too many touches. I think players have too many touches and we don't move the ball. Like, we sit a lot deeper than we did. Like, we were playing higher up, but we were like getting Yander on the ball, Downs on the ball, and we're getting out wide to Fellows and Cienza and trying to get at fullbacks and have a proper go. I don't know what the game plan was yesterday, but certainly with Cienza, why is he playing so narrow yesterday? He played really, really narrow. He didn't play out on the flank and play as that attacking player that we've seen. I just think there was some strange moves yesterday. Ryan Manning played a lot higher on the left hand side. Right, let's go with these player ratings and we'll work through one by one. I'm going to start with Gavin Bazunu in goal, and look, he's under a lot of criticism at the moment because he's just not having a great time, is he? The goal, the final goal, I thought he was going to save it when it's gone. When the shot's gone across goal, I was thinking he's going to save it. It was quite a tight angle, but it still probably shouldn't go in, really. I think Aaron Ramsdale would have probably stopped that. But he comes under a lot of scrutiny. But there's still the matter of fact that there was too many shots being at goal. And inevitably, if you're having so many shots at goal, there's going to be shots that go in. But yeah, look, he's taking a lot of stick for it, and he will do, because he needs to be doing better than he's doing. Let's be totally honest about it. So, player rating for Gavin Bazunu, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. I know it's quite low, but it is. He did make a couple of saves. But they're all from distance. Like, the efforts for me were from distance. But God, the amount of pot shots they had at the Saints' goal yesterday was incredible. A lot of shots at our goal. So Gavin Bazunu, I'm going to go with a 5 out of 10. I'm going to come on to the centre backs. Nathan Wood, Jack Stevens, Taylor, Harwood, Bellis. I'll come to Harwood Bellis last, but I'm going to start with Wood and Stevens. My opinion is I don't think all three are the best together. Those three. The first name for me is Harwood Bellis starts. Wood's been good. Well, he was good. He's not been as good. I think he got done a bit for the last goal yesterday. He got ran at and didn't. Yeah, that was just a too easy goal to concede. But I think we need to play. If we're going to play three, which I think we need to find another way of playing. But with the three, I think Kwasi sitting in there quite well. When I'm seeing Kwasi play, I like Kwasi. I think he's good. I think Harwood, Bellis, Wood, and Kwasi are good. But Stevens is the club captain, so he's got back in. The first goal yesterday for me was the cross came in back post. Like it was it his man? Yeah, it was probably his man. That we didn't get the header in. It's ended up getting headed back across goal via their centre back. I think it was Hellick. It's headed it back cross goal. Taylor Harwood-Bellis got a good head and good clearance, but we didn't get out to that. Once the ball's come out of our box, we didn't go and close it. And it's a great strike from Ty Goodrum, who's best player on the pitch yesterday. He was man of the match, I thought. And it was a really good hit. It's a great goal by Goodrum. But he was he caused Fellows a lot of issues yesterday. I thought he was good. It's a good player. So for me, Wood and Stevens, I'm going to give them a 5 out of 10 each. I don't think Stevens or Wood were great, but I've got to go with Taylor Harwood-Bellis. I find it really hard to say, well, who was man of the match? Who's your player of the match? Because every week you come on and say, oh, it's Leo Cienza. He's been our best player. He's been playing really, really well. But I'm going to go with Taylor Harwood-Bellis and just like he's not my highest rated, but for his goal yesterday. I think he's getting better as a player. He ended up playing it right back quite a lot. And he has been decent, really. He's got 4 goals this season as a centre-back. And would we look better in a back 4? I think it's one for the manager to think about. I'm going to give Harwood-Bellis a 7 out of 10, by the way. I didn't give him his rating. So, Bazunu 5. I'm going to go with Harwood-Bellis with a 7. He's my man of the match for Saints, though. It's not difficult. Nathan Wood, Jack Stevens, both with a 5. Each. That brings me on to the wing backs. Make sure you get involved in the chat below. Give me all your opinions, and I will come on to it at the end, and we will have a bit of a discussion at the end of the show. Taylor Harwood-Bellis did say, actually, you can see it on your ticker, he felt sorry for the fans. Not far to go, but we wanted to give him a good Boxing Day, and I'm sure there'll be at Birmingham supporting us, but he was talking about that they do need the fans, and it was a little bit quiet. Travelled in good numbers yesterday for a Boxing Day, but it was a little bit quiet yesterday. There's a lot of people were saying the atmosphere was rubbish yesterday, but when the performance is not great, it's that hangover from Christmas, and also they were really tentative as well, their fans, because they weren't sure what to expect. They thought they were going to get steamrolled yesterday after losing their manager. Right, we're going to come on to the fullbacks now. So I'm going to go with fullbacks, wing backs. I'm going to go with Manning, who I didn't think had a great game. Played very, very high. Not sure what fell down behind me there, but something fell down behind me. I think it's maybe my cable made me jump. So for me, I'm thinking about Ryan Manning. I'm going to give him what am I give Ryan Manning? I'm going to go with a 5 out of 10 for Ryan Manning. I didn't think he was great. Played quite high on the left-hand side, and didn't ever really get into the game. Didn't get any really good deliveries in the box. Not sort of you want that tricky winger going at fullbacks there. So Ryan Manning, going to give him a 5 out of 10. I got to go with Tom Fellows. Tom Fellows going to give him didn't get enough of the ball. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Though Fellows just didn't get the ball enough when he did. Like the first goal was maybe his fault. He gave it away, went to play inside. There's a bit of a sloppy pass that he played, and he'd be disappointed with it. He will be disappointed. He's a professional footballer. He'd be disappointed. Any player's disappointed when you give the ball away and it results in a chance for the opposition. So for me, that's wing backs covered. So Manning 5, Tom Fellows 6. Not the highest ratings. Like I usually go a little bit over the top of these, and maybe my heart gets in the way. So I'm just trying to keep really calm and level-headed doing these ratings. So I need to now come on to the 2 central midfielders, Flynn Downs and Casper Yander. I think Downs I thought he did okay yesterday, though he got booked again, which doesn't help. So he's playing on a booking again. I thought Yander looks a little bit tired at the moment, but he's still such a good player. I still think he was good yesterday, even like for periods of the game, he was good. I still think he probably needs like sometimes with, I think him and Charles, we didn't get to see him enough. That's probably what I want to come on to, is that we don't have that other option to go and play with him. We'll talk about Romeo later, but we probably don't have that option to go in there and play with him, like that backup. Downs, I think, has been playing okay recently. I think he's been better, Flynn Downs, if I'm honest. So Flynn Downs, Casper Yander, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 each. Finn Azaz, I was disappointed. He'd be disappointed. I don't think he played very well yesterday. He didn't really pick up those pockets of space that he was doing. So he had little glimpses, but I think the biggest cheer for him was when he made a sliding tackle. But he come off in the game. We'll talk about substitutions very shortly. Finn Azaz, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Then I come on to Adam Armstrong, give him a 5 as well. He's probably the least amount of touches that he's had in a game for a while. Struggled to get him in the game. Cienza, still a sparkle. Probably not at his best yesterday, and he would probably admit that. I still think he had a good game. I still think he's one of Southampton. He's our highest rated player with Taylor Harwood-Bellis for me. They're the two players that were the best for me yesterday. He still got an assist, Cienza, and he still hit the post as well. And for somebody that probably hadn't been like at it as he was in recent games, I still think he's got to play longer in the game because he's our best player. I'd have him on until the game's done and you've got the game to bed. So Armstrong 5, Cienza 7, Finn Azaz 5, and you got Yander and Downs both with a 6. Give me your opinions in the comments box below. Do you agree, disagree? It's an opinions game, isn't it? So we all have different opinions on it. Right, we'll talk about the substitutes very shortly. But substitutions, a lot of people were talking about it around me yesterday at the game. And they were. Look, I think people are criticising them, but there's a lot of games, isn't there? And the squad probably is showing where it's a little bit thin, and we probably don't have the depth that we really need to change games. I think the only plus off the bench yesterday was Jay Robinson. I actually thought he'd give us quite a nice, though having him and Cienza on the pitch at the same time would have been a lot better. But I did enjoy him when he came on. It was one of his better performances in recent weeks. He's the highest rated. We'll come on to their ratings shortly. But he come on quite early in the game, did Robinson. He come on, but did Cienza go off on the 56th minute he was taken off? I thought it was way too early for him to come off. And that was at the same time that Romeo come on, 56 minutes for Oreo Romeo for Flynn Downs. And those two subs had a big say in the game, really. But certainly the Romeo one, Romeo playing it in a 2, maybe needs to, it just doesn't quite work. It doesn't quite work when you're playing that back 3. There's 3 centre-backs, that back 5. He's just not quite maybe mobile enough at the moment. We'll talk about him a bit more in a minute, but Robinson for me was good when he come on, but the substitution's still a bit early. I know we got a lot of games to play. We're trying to manage game time, but I just thought we're maybe being a little bit like, let's get the game done. Let's try and get a goal. Let's try and get ourselves in the lead, and then try and then make the changes. But it just goes to show that January cannot come quick enough. So for that performance from Jay Robinson, I'm going to give him my highest rating out of the substitutions. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Oreo, yeah, it was a tough one for him when he come on, still trying to get himself up to match fitness. I did say in my post-match reaction, maybe a little bit harsh. It's not the Oreo that we remember, but you get that when players come back and they've been away for such a period of time. We've had it with Lallana, we've had it with Wilcott. Will this be the last player that we bring back to the football club that's an ex-player? You know, there's a bit of talk of James Ward-Prowse at the moment, but look, for me, he's got to get himself fit, but he doesn't look like the Oreo that we know. Needs games, just needs games. Dangled a foot in at Millwall. We got done. Dangled a foot in twice yesterday. Got away with it once early on. It didn't quite make the tackle. Didn't quite meet the tackle. The ball's gone out wide. The winger's pulled it back, but he's pulled it back behind the striker. We got let off there. That if the ball in the box had been more clinical and got into an area where it was in front of the striker, I think they scored there, to be fair. Then the second one, it was the same again. But the game was way too stretched. Eckert spoke about the game being way too stretched at that stage. I think it's hard to give him any more than 4 or 5. Romeo, you can't give him any more than that. Ryan Fraser, Cameron Archer didn't do a great deal when they came on. Cameron Archer ends up as the last man, didn't he, for their goal? I don't know how he ends up as the last man, but at least he worked back to try and get there. But he always comes on late in games when they're kind of like they're done. So substitution ratings, I popped them on the screen now. Cameron Archer 5, Jay Robinson 6, Ryan Fraser 4. Didn't really bring loads to the game. And then Ore Romeo, I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10. I know it's quite low, but there's no point dressing it up and trying to say it in any other way. So that is my player ratings for the game yesterday. Give me all your thoughts in the comments box below. We're going to have a quick look at the other results from the championship yesterday, because we were the coupon buster. That is for sure. We were absolutely coupon buster. Birmingham City, we play on Monday night, drew 1-1 against Derby County. Played a long period of time against 10 men there and couldn't break down Derby. Millwall 0, Ipswich 0 at the Den. Play Millwall in a week's time. Coventry 1-0 win against Swansea. They're getting it done where they need to. A shock result at the KP. Leicester, a 2-1 defeat against Watford. Marty Cifuentes, the pressure is really starting to build on him. Borough 0-0 against Blackburn Rovers. Play Borough, final game before the FA Cup tie. Norwich, they're having a bit of a resurgence, aren't they? A 1-0 victory over Charlton Athletic with a coupon buster with that 2-1 defeat. Portsmouth ended up with a 1-1 draw against Queen's Park Rangers, and Pompey, because Saints got beaten, have ended up in the bottom 3 after their result yesterday. They were 1-0 up. But quickly QPR got themselves back in the game. And they ended up drawing. It was Jimmy Dunn that scored for Queen's Park Rangers, who have found a little bit of form recently. Sheffield Wednesday, their goalkeeper looks really good. Pierce Charles, he is the brother of Shay Charles. He had an assist in that game yesterday for Sheffield Wednesday. They drew 2-2 with Hull City. Stoke 0, Preston 0, loads of 0-0 draws. West Brom, they lost at home to Bristol City. And the cracker in the championship, the Boxing Day cracker, was between Wrexham and Sheffield United. I saw the highlights of that this morning. It looked a really good game. But Bamford has made a real impact since his arrival at Sheffield United. A lot of Saints fans would have loved to seen him come in at Saints, but he does looks the real deal. He scored a really good goal yesterday. He scored 2, but one of them was really good. Right, let's have a look at the Sky Bet Championship table before we come on to your conversation for those that are tuning in watching this live this evening. So that is the top of the championship. Coventry now have a whopping 51 points. Bristol City sit in 6th with 36. Saints are 5 points adrift of the playoffs with 31 points. Millwall have just dropped out on goal difference. Watford, they've had a decent run as of late. They've got 35 points. But the league, when you look at it, Stoke City, they were flying, weren't they? They've now dropped to 10th in the championship. So it does go to show that the league isn't that good. In my opinion, I don't think the league is that good. Other than Coventry and Borough, it's much of a muchness down. I really do think that. And I don't think I chat to my friend all the time, and he says exactly the same to me. Right, let's have a quick look at the bottom end of the championship. Leicester City down to 14th now, but again, it's still tight. They're only a point behind us. Birmingham, who we play on Monday, 30 points. Again, not far from us. Charlton, after that good start, they've dropped to 17th, 27 points. And like I said, Pompey, they do have a game in hand, 22 points from the 22 games. And Norwich City, 21 points. They're now just a point from Oxford. So it's tight down the bottom. I think the league is just a really It's an all open. It's well open. I think it's like I said. I don't think it's amazing. I just don't think it's amazing. Right. I'm going to come on to your chat now. So if you want to get involved in the conversation, you absolutely can do. Tomorrow we're going to be previewing the game against Birmingham City, and I do have a guest for that, and I'm going to get some content out. We might just do that one live though. Anyone else feeling pretty? Yeah, again, by the way things are going with the team, we should be brushing teams aside. Yeah, credit to Oxford yesterday for doing what they did, but I totally agree. You have to be winning these sort of games. And if you want to be a serious playoff contender, you cannot go and get beaten to two sides that started the day both in the bottom three. Norwich were in the bottom three when we went there a couple of weeks ago, and the same for Oxford yesterday. So yeah, you go there. They're fighting for their lives. It's FA Cup FA Cup games to them. It's like final games to them. It's like means everything to these games. It means a lot. Agree, poor performance, but we could have won despite that. Yeah, I know. You have to get these games over the line. You have to find ways to get these games over the line. Plenty of you in the live this evening. Thank you all for tuning in. The transfer show does return next week. Someone's been talking about Sam Adozin and Aribo to leave in January. Yeah, I do think they will go. I think they'll definitely depart. Will there be a loan for Matsky? Will he go completely? I think that will be interesting. Damien Downs, there's a lot of talk about what happens to Damien Downs. Will he move on? Will he be sold? Cameron Archer's not getting loads of game time, so I'm sure he'd be frustrated. Mark's joining. Mark, hope you're well, my friend. We need a result at Birmingham if we are to aspire to get in the playoffs. I think the next two games are really, really big. Really big. We will need the fans at Birmingham. We will need everybody in full voice. Loads of tickets I see out and about available for that one. Thank you, Mark. You're agreeing with me. Marks are pretty much as I would expect. Elliot, thank you very much indeed. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Hopefully be plenty more of that to come in the new year with other players as well. It was an absolute honour and absolute privilege to have the opportunity to do it. And a big shout out to Leo for making it happen as well, because without him, it probably doesn't happen. But he's an absolute gentleman, by the way. What a great guy. And what you see on camera and what you see on the pitch is exactly what you get in person. I totally agree with this comment. I saw this come in when I was going through the ratings a minute ago. It's time to switch to a back four and give it another go. I know it didn't go well under Will Steele when he tried it, but clean sheets are at a premium for us right now. We have to start getting clean sheets. I still believe we have to find another way of playing. I think we all absolutely agree with that. And every podcast and every show that I listen to, everybody does say the same, don't they? Everybody does feel the same about another way of playing. Like, he did talk, they want to be adaptable, like in games, and having that basis to work with the formation that he's got. I just think we need another man in midfield. What does everyone think of Tonda now? I still really like Tonda. I like Tonda a lot, but he's still not got his backroom staff in place. And I was going to mention that. Still not got that experience around him. He's still got Ben Reeves and his under 21 staff around him. And I just feel like it's a bit like the Will Steele scenario, isn't it? Will Steele was always called out because he was young and inexperienced when the going got tough. And you're seeing exactly the same thing happen here. The going's got tough. We're not getting the results again. The football's not what it was. We're not playing with that freedom, that confidence. Teams are setting up different against us, and that's for a tactic show, which I will do in the next sort of week. We'll do a tactic show. What is the difference between now and it was a couple of weeks ago, that free-flowing football that we were playing? But for Eka, and the same thing will happen with Steele, because he's young, inexperienced. People will question it and they will call it out, because that's how football goes. Football's so fickle. But I believe he has to get a response from the players on Monday, and I think he will do. I think he will get that response from the players on Monday against Birmingham, and then we go again against Millwall at home on New Year's Day. And look, Millwall will be a tough test, but again, we absolutely should be looking to win. Our home form's really good, and it's really important that we try and pick up at least 4 points from the next two games. 6 will be amazing, because we go to Borough next Sunday, and that is a really, really tough game. My dad said this earlier on to me, Mark, actually. I think some of the players are too comfortable, and I think they get picked as of right. Yeah, we were saying, actually, I was saying with Dad, and he made some good points on it. We were saying, like, he's the manager now. That there were a lot of the players were really, really positive about him. There was a lot of good stuff coming out about him. He's got the job now, and a lot of people were saying this. Oh, he's in now. Maybe they're taking their foot off the gas. I just do feel there's, like, the squad's not quite there. We need that transfer window to bring in what we need. I think we need additions. We need players through the door. We need to get players out, and we need another window. But obviously, we're craving to be a playoff side, and we're going to need a hell of a charge between now and the end of April, start of May to be in that mix. We're well in touching distance, and I think with the right additions for Tonda in the window, we'd have a real good chance. But I always think it's hard to attract players for sort of Premier League to drop down and play, or a talent that could have the opportunity to go and play for a Coventry or maybe sit on the bench for a Prem side. I just feel they're harder to attract when you're a bit of the Neely men, and we kind of do feel like the Neely men a little bit at this moment in time. Really good point here. I'm going to read it out. I think Romeo. The issue is, though, we knew he wouldn't be the same player. We wanted him in the team to shore things up and boss the game, to see games out like this, and that isn't happening. I totally agree. He doesn't play well enough with a two. Him and Yanda, him and Downs doesn't work. It needs to be the pivot, the six with two either side, but you have to play back forward to be able to do it. He looked a bit. We were run ragged in the game yesterday. The gaps between how deep our defence were and where Adam Armstrong was yesterday at the end of the game and Jay Robinson, they were miles apart. There was huge gaps, but we couldn't get the ball from there to there. But it was happening because we had Yanda and Downs picking the ball up and dictating the play. I cannot tell you how much we miss Shay Charles right now. We need a player of that caliber in there. I would have thought now, after seeing Romeo again yesterday, he'd be thinking about Cameron Bragg, thinking, actually, Cameron Bragg done so well against Charlton away. We've not seen him really. We haven't seen him start since, and we haven't seen him have a lot of game time since. He was outstanding in that game, the way that he dictated the play, the way that him and Yanda went and got the ball. But then also, opposition managers will be looking at us thinking they're just putting a bit of a press on us, and they're trying to stop that. They're trying to stop the supply to Fellows, trying to stop the supply to Cienza. And I think when you play with the wing backs, it can end up with your centre backs ending up so deep. I just think we need to find another way to play. I think everyone will agree with it. I'm sure Eckert will be looking at it as well. But I can't tell you how important it is that the January window's here to do a bit of business. I do think that a goalkeeper will come in. I think that is an absolute necessity, and also somebody to back up Adam Armstrong. Ross Stewart's getting fit. The big thing I don't hope is that Ross Stewart gets fit. He's back in the squad, in and around the game for the FA Cup tie, and he's back in and around the squad, and he starts playing and looks good. And all of a sudden, we think we don't need a striker. That would be my biggest concern about the Ross Stewart situation, because he is back in training. He was back in training. When I was at the training ground the other day when I did the interview with Leo, I saw him walk past. He had his kit on, and it looked like he'd been training. So he's like, and then the pictures were emerged from the club's official outlet. So I just don't think you can rely on him being fit and staying fit. So absolutely 1000% have to go and get back up, but someone for the future, someone for the long term. And I was thinking about the goalkeeping situation, and I saw it put in a far harsher way on X today, but I did agree with the comment about Aaron Ramsdale. He's not going to come back. So is there a world where, like, we've signed a goalkeeper for a season? No, we're probably going to go down. We've got this relegation clause in there, which his people would have made the club put in there. But the most annoying thing about it is we now don't have a top goalkeeper, and there's a lot of money spent on him. There were a lot of wages at the time as well. Yes, the wages have been covered. There's a loan fee, but it's 20 odd million quid. Is there a way that we can get him sold now, get that done, and free up that money to go and get a goalkeeper, because we absolutely need one. They know we need one. Eckert knows he needs one. And I'm sure Johannes Spors will be looking for one. We've been linked with Anthony Patterson. So I absolutely think it's a necessity. But it was put out there on X today, like, can it happen? It's just typical of us. We've signed a goalkeeper, and then we're going to struggle. And then there's a relegation clause in it. It's just a bit of a nightmare. But then that would have been done by different people in the recruitment. It wouldn't have been done by Spors. It would have been done by the person that was doing it before. So all in all, it's just really frustrating, really frustrating. I'm going to read this comment out. I think it's from Henry. We need a physical striker to hold the ball up when we're under pressure so we can bypass the midfield. And Henry, you're so spot on, my friend. We need to find a way so we can bypass midfield, get in and find runners, because we were doing that so well with the way Armour was playing. But Armour, since he got the knee injury against, I think it was West Brom, he hasn't looked the same. We need that somebody said on X yesterday, I saw a Saints fan say it, or maybe Saints Web, we need that Mateta-type striker that Palace have got, that big striker, can get the ball out from under his feet and go past people, but can hold it, can be good in the air, that can make runs, can get in the box, can give Cienza and fellows an option to get headers. It's so important that we can go and find somebody that can give us that different profile we're crying out for against Coventry. And I think against Coventry, you have that, and you probably go and get a win. Again, yesterday, if you have another goalkeeper to get something out of the game, I don't know. But I'm absolutely feeling that like a goalkeeper's a necessity. Robert's saying here he should have saved the second goal. Signing a goalkeeper as a priority. I absolutely think the same as you. I agree with lots of what you're saying. It's great to have you in. If you're watching live, amazing. If you're watching on catch up, please do get involved with the conversation. There's some great people in here. The one thing I must do as a channel moving forward is fix times where we can do post-match shows. So moving forward, this sort of conversation we need to do. Like, I travel to pretty much every game. I'm not doing every away game, but after the home game, certainly. So after the home game against Millwall, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 8:30, I will get home and I will make sure that we have a post-match live, because I think it will be good. And I think it'd be great for the channel and great for the community to have that conversation nice and quick. Matchday vlogs I love doing, but I want this channel to be more than, I don't want to be a vlogging channel. I want to do the vlogs, but I want to do player ratings. I want to do this type of content, which is what we want to move towards in 2026. But Mark likes that idea. I think it'd be good. It's a case of not coming home, editing a vlog and being, I've become so much better at editing now. I'm quicker, I'm faster. I can edit a matchday vlog in an hour now. So as long as I have an hour, even if I do it 1 o'clock in the morning, I don't care. I'd rather come home and have this interactive show going, because I think it would be good. Player ratings and like away games. I go to a lot of away games, but I kind of feel that maybe some more of the away games to do watch alongs when they're on TV from home. I've got a Birmingham City ticket actually for Monday night, though it is on the TV, and it's probably 3 o'clock in the morning ferry home for me. So it's a tricky one getting the balance right, because I want to bring really good Southampton content. But at this moment in time, I'm going. I say at this moment in time, I say way too much. Someone said that to me the other day. I'm really conscious of saying that. I am going to the Birmingham game. Yes. What else do we have here? If Downsley's on loan, surely we get another striker in. Yeah, I think we will. Stuart won't stay fit, says Paul. Paul, hope you're well. Hope everything is good with you, my friend. Great to see you on the live this evening. Sending you, your family, my very best wishes, and the same to everyone else that's tuning in. Hope that you are having a fantastic Christmas. I need to shout it out in the show actually and apologize if I've not replied to any messages direct. I've had loads of emails last couple of days and quite a few direct messages, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever it may be. I will spend some time responding to everyone, but apologies if I haven't done so. I've been absolutely inundated. I had a lovely, I've had some really nice stuff over Christmas, actually. Someone sent a picture of their young lad in his Saints zipper top yesterday, the same zipper top I wore, and he got the zipper top because he wanted the zipper top like I wear at match day. I had some really nice stuff, but I will reply to everyone. So Paul said the sun is shining and it's 22 today. Paul, I'm so envious, my friend. I am so envious of you. It's not been great here. It's been sunny today. Yesterday was just like, it was just cold yesterday. It wasn't particularly nice yesterday. Don't understand why Tonda takes Cienza off so early. Cienza is trying to be careful with his minutes. But the problem is you don't have a better player than him, so it's really difficult to keep taking your best player off, and the fans be happy about it because they won't be. I said this at the time, and I thought with Aguimen, when we signed him, though in hindsight it was, they've both played a bit. They've both played in the same league. Aguimen had played longer and had a bit more experience and has scored more goals. And that was my biggest thing about him as a player. He looked. I thought he was a real handful when we played Derby. Real handful, real handful. Good player, someone that we need that profile of striker. I think so. Bragg is the future, says Mark. I think so as well. I want to see him get more game time. You asked me that question a minute ago, but yeah, I am going. I do have a ticket for it. I will be there. I will be there. The first 11 are the best players generally. That's why they're the first 11. And it is, isn't it? You always pick your best 11. And then the minute you change it, you kind of weaken it because the options from the bench are just not as good, are they? Until you can thin the squad out and have some transactions. I think it gets that a little bit harder. It will be tricky. It's tricky to manage these games. TSP tomorrow will be interesting. Yeah, I think it will be. Glenn will be pretty fuming as well. Look, it wasn't good enough yesterday, and we have to win these games. And Eckert has to find a plan B. But I do feel it's time to try and play another way if you can, because away from home we've been beaten in the last 3 games, so can't afford to go and do the same at Birmingham City. Cannot go and lose at Birmingham City. Get involved in the comments box below on everything we've covered on today's show. I'm going to wrap things up very, very shortly as we come to the end of this show. I've enjoyed being here. We'll do some more live content moving forward. I feel that we should have looked at Ivanovic, the striker at Millwall. He was good, actually, wasn't he? I enjoyed watching his performance. Been in the division for a while now. Exactly the profile striker we need. Experience and knows the division. Same old story. Every substitution made us weaker, showing we had very limited resources. And that's my biggest issue, Robert. That's why we cannot wait. And when Spores come out the other day and said, we won't be that busy in the window, I hope he's blagging everyone. I hope he is blagging everyone, because we must make changes. There's lots of people selling them, my friend. There's loads around. If you look around forums, Facebook pages, etc., there will be somebody selling one. I'm sure. Just make sure you get it off somebody you know, or somebody that is decent. But it did sell out as an away day. Right, Saturday evening. It feels like, I don't know what day of the week it is. It is odd, isn't it? The day of the days just all merge into one. Are we going to get the buying goalie or Patterson on loan in January? Let George Long go and possibly Ramsdale. The other one is, can we recall James Bree? I'd like to see him come back. Will he want to come back? That's another question. The buying goalie, you'd imagine we'd end up with probably the German goalkeeper. That would be my feeling. Thank you all for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. Really enjoyed doing this show. Really enjoyed the conversation. James Bree's loan absolutely does. Yeah, it ends in January, so he could come back, which is good. It was 6 months. So I saw that, I think it was Nathan Jones said after we played them, they really want to sign him. And they really wanted to sign him. And it's money in it, the money to buy him. But I think there's not a better right back at it that's on our books than James Bree. I think he's better than the 2 that we have at the club. I do think he's better than the 2 that we have at the club. Right, enjoy your Saturday, guys. Thank you for tuning in. It's been fantastic as always. Stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you subscribe, and it's well worth hitting that notification bell if you haven't done so already on the homepage here on YouTube. Because if you do, when I upload a video and when I go live, you're first to know about it. You get a notification on your YouTube app, which is really, really good. And I'm going to have my own app in the new year, my own website, and I'll also be putting notifications out through that as well. So when I'm going live, the content will go to a whole new level in 2026. I'm really looking forward to bringing you that. Take care, and I'll see you soon.